So you've posted your first job listing and you're getting a lot of responses online. So congratulations on doing that first and very important step initially to get going and outsourcing a lot of your work. Well, now that you're getting responses, the question becomes, and you've probably experienced this as well, you've been putting up job apps all day and night trying to get a job and nobody is responding. So now you're on the other side, right? How does this feel? You might be obligated and you might be thinking, well, I want to respond to everybody. I want to let them know that no, yes, we're going to go to interviews. No, you didn't get the job. You didn't even pass the muster. Well, hold off on that. The reason is you might not want to actually respond to everybody. First and foremost, there might be just so many responses. It's not practical to manage who you're responding to, who you're not. If you are doing this in some kind of managed job app system, maybe there's an easy way to say click no and it automatically sends them some kind of message. I don't know. For the most part, if you're searching for outsourcers and freelancers and contractors online, there probably isn't such a system. There's at least a way to ignore them. But going into every single one is going to take a lot of your time. Now, remember, we're here in business. Yes, we want to do good by people. We want to be awesome employers, right? But there's only so many hours in a day and so much resources that we can commit to doing all of this. And especially between running your whole business, doing marketing, sales, doing the client work, there's only so much time left for hiring and the hiring process. So if you got a few responses, yeah, sure, okay. You can respond to everybody, tell them, hey, yeah, we looked at your resume initially, but it's not a right fit. Sorry. Right? Like something quick and simple like that. But I've actually just the other day, I put up a video job app because I want somebody to help me edit videos like this. Well, it's only been not even 12 hours, and I already have 17 responses. Three were junk, and I mean complete, not even relevant to video editing. So I'm like, okay. So they kind of qualified themselves out, right? The majority of them didn't. I asked them to put in their demo reel in their initial response. Most didn't do that, so they're pretty much out anyway, sort of, depending on what they said. And so I have all this work to do day to day, including client work, including family life and everything. And it's a Friday, by the way, and I'm running out of coffee. So at what point do I want to spend time responding to 17 people? Again, most of which, and there's still more coming in because this job app is still online, so people are still submitting. This morning, I got three new ones. So point being, at what point am I going to say, what's the point of responding to these people if they don't take the time to even read the basics of what this job is about? Why should I care about responding back? So the people who submit junk resumes, those are kind of an easy one and a moral easy one to justify. There's no point of responding to those. But what about the people who spent the time to actually fill it out, got your questions right, seem like reasonable, good folks, but they just happen to not be a right fit off the bat? What about those people? What about the people well, I'll say this. For the people that you've interviewed, it's probably a good idea and be good practice to say, hey, thanks for the interview. We've gone through everything. We just don't think we're a right fit. Thank you. That's it. And I'll tell you why you want to say something as simple as that in just a moment. For everybody kind of stuck in the middle, whether you respond or not is really up to you, depending on how many responses you get. For me, I'm kind of in a 50-50 kind of spot right now, because to some I respond to those who at least seem to have actually written something like a human, not just copy and pasted. To those who didn't even bother to read the job listing and didn't even submit that demo reel, I am not replying to those types of people. They didn't even fill the basic request, and if they can't read basic instructions, a simple question, submit your portfolio link. That's all I asked. And most of these people should have a portfolio link if they're submitting for a mid-level video editor position. And if they don't do that, how could I trust them to read the basic instructions I send them? So now, how am I going to respond to these people? Very simple. To those that I will respond, very simply. I'm going to simply say, at least to those, of course, that I'm not going to be hiring. I'm going to say, hey, we've looked at everything, but we're not a good fit at this time period. Done. There are several reasons you want to keep it that simple. Depending where and what you're hiring, saying anything else it could get you in legal trouble. You know the usual idea of when you're talking to police, never say anything. Same thing goes here because something you say can be used against you in some way, shape, or form. You can really screw yourself over by saying something accidentally that is negative for you. So it is best to simply say, if you are going to respond, keep it simple, such as, hey, we're going with another candidate, or even very simple, we're not a good fit at this time. Done. Period. You don't have to justify yourself. You don't have to go on a long tirade and say sorry, we tried so hard, we really tried. No, 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 no. That is not their concern. They have other things they want to do in life. They are not interested in your reasons. Somebody might actually want a reason. You don't have to give them one. Simply say, we're not a good fit at this time, period. Because, like I said, you can open up yourself legally, and and companies have been sued for giving out reasons why they. Of course, in America, if you're hiring outsourcing out there, it's a little bit wonkier. But yeah, number one, you could open yourself up to liability issues. But number two, it's just kind of easier and faster to just tell people, hey, we're not a good fit. Sorry, bye. That's it. Because you're going to have, if you have a lot of responses, and like I said, at least in my case, I keep getting a lot of responses, and replying to all these people is going to take a lot of time and energy. The other thing is, and the third one is, I just don't feel like explaining myself all the time. It's my decision. We didn't even really talk yet to a whole bunch of these people. So we don't have a relationship. There's no reason for me to justify my actions. They're submitting a whole lot of other things. They have their own life to live, and they're not going to give me their reasons for submitting other stuff unless I ask. So there's no true reason to justify yourself. Now, here's my decision. Sorry, bye, done. And the fourth reason would very simply be, there's no reason. It's kind of that simple. It's your life, your business. So just go forward with what you decided. And it kind of reason number four plays into something we talked earlier is, for the most part, you probably just don't want to reply, especially those people you haven't even talked to. There's probably zero reason to follow up with them at all. They're submitting 50,000 applications all the time, every day, to get more contracts, more work all the time anyway. So for the most part, they're used to just not getting a response. So there's no reason to give a response, and you're not going to leave them hanging. If you're hiring for a full-time position, debatable. And again, so if you've never talked to them yet, very easy to just push them aside. That sounds kind of harsh though, but it's very easy to just say nothing. Just go to the next candidate. Done, right? If you have been talking to them, you've done interviews, keep it super simple. Keep yourself safe. You don't need to explain yourself. Simply say, hey, we're going in another direction, or we're not a good fit at this moment. Done. And that's simple. So that's today's morning for visionaries. Keep it simple. Don't stress yourself out. And remember, this is about you and your business. So if you want to respond to everybody, go right ahead. There's nobody to stop you because it's your business. Though, think of what are your time and resources worth. So respond with care. Respond with knowledge of what you're spending your time and resources on, and try to, I guess, be nice about it, but also keep yourself safe. So that's it for today's video. See you next time.